What's up, pipe smokers? Out on the shop on this Monday, Memorial Day. Hope everybody has a good holiday weekend. Not doing a review today. I just thought I would share some of my mistakes. Smoking still some Wessex Red Virginia Flake. It's definitely my favorite out of the whole brand. Except I like this one, and I like the Gold Virginia Flake pretty good. If you've been following me, you know for the last, since March, I've been working on a outdoor room I made underneath my deck. I boxed it all in, and I wanted to put heating and air conditioning and a big sliding door and a window in there to view my yard for all the seasons, especially in the cold and the winter and raining. Somewhere where I could go and my wife wouldn't yell at me for smoking cigars or pipes, and I could still say, you know, warm in the house. But it has been a nightmare. I put up originally underneath the deck there them vinyl strips that comes in I believe are like 26 inches by 8 foot, and I had that up from my roof inside because water still drips down through the deck. What a nightmare. I would have been better off in the long run to not use underneath the house deck there and just build a 10 by 10 or 12 by 12 shack out in my yard somewhere. But mistake learned. Learn from me. Anyway, like I said, water was dripping down through certain places in the deck. Not completely soaking the whole thing, but just enough to where you gotta worry about the floor, you gotta worry about electrical outlets you put in. I wanted to put a big screen TV in there. I was thinking about putting a ceiling fan in there. Well, I can't do any of that stuff with water coming in like that. So yesterday I pulled that all back down. I also bought some of that green foam you see over there from Lowe's. It's 1 inch thick foam, 1 inch thick, 4 by 8 sheets of that, and I think I'm going to put that on as my roof if I can get the water to stop leaking. I'll take you along and show you where I'm talking about. It's also leaking around the front of the back of the house itself. It's coming down between the house and the deck, and water's coming in that way. And then around the upstairs of the deck, I have vinyl railing going all the way around the decks with composite decking, and the 4x4 posts coming up to hold all the vinyl railing in that goes down through. Water's leaking all around every one of them 4x4 posts. So I'm not holding up hope too much of this turning out the way I wanted it, but I got a lot of caulking to do and try to figure out what's going on. I'll take you along and show you here what's going on. As you can see, the front turned out pretty nice. That's my big window I put in. There's my sliding deck door. Everything's not finished around the outside yet. But anyway, as you can see, this is what I wanted it for, my views out here. Where I could sit out here. And you say, yeah, you can smoke in your garage, and I have heating and air conditioning in my garage, but I have no view, especially in the wintertime when I had to keep the door closed. So I wanted somewhere to come out here and sit. All the good intentions. Started running my electric the other day. That's the foundation of the house back there. I was going to put my big screen TV right there. As you can see, my deck, you can see the moisture. If I close that in up there, that water is just going to lay up there, and them boards are just going to rot more than what they already are. And that moisture isn't any good. As you can see back there at that metal flashing, going all the way across the back against the house, water's coming in from back there. It's going to be almost impossible to get that to stop. And then the 4x4 posts that go up through to the top deck railing, as I said, they all leak water around all of them. It's just going to be a nightmare to try to fix all this. But anyway, if anybody has any ideas or suggestions, let me know. And as you can see, I have to fill in all that across there, across the window gap, across there. I got a lot of filling in to do. There's my pipeline running from my fireplaces inside. I fill all that in. But anyway, yeah, that's where we're at so far. And I mean, it's plenty big enough in here. I didn't need this much space, but I just said, why not go with it? It's like 12 by 16, I believe. Nice plywood floor, but I just don't know what to do. I was even going to just leave this back wall open the way it is. I'm not even worried about closing it in. I might just paint it and put some shelves back there. I don't know. That's my wife's laundry room right there. See, I can sit out here in my shop. It's a nice big garage. My workshop goes all the way around both sides. This is the side I always sit at. I mean, I have all my stuff I need out here. I got all my tools, everything I use, both sides. And I have this view, but of course the cars are obstructing. It's my driveway, the front of the house, and then there's the main road out here and a big field out there. I mean, I can look at that view, but the winter time, the door's closed. You feel like you're all cooped up inside. My wife was laughing at me yesterday. I have no patience when it comes to things like that. When something goes wrong, I could easily just grab the hammer and just start smashing them damn windows. But anyway, I guess you don't succeed if you don't try, right? But anyway, learn from my mistakes. If you're thinking about closing in a room or making something like that, think long and hard before you start trying something. I almost had thought about just scrapping all my material I got in it and selling it, taking a loss on all the materials, the door and the windows and the hardwood floor and the T111 siding. All that stuff's pretty expensive stuff. Or keep struggling at it, tugging, pulling. And maybe it's not going to be completely 100% waterproof. Maybe I could make it good enough to where I could still use it and get some enjoyment out of it. Stay tuned. Pipe's about out. But anyway, if I had to do it all over again, I definitely would have lost some of the view I wanted to capture and just put it down a yard farther and just built something from scratch. I don't need nothing that big. I just was 10 by 10 would have been plenty big enough for me. But now I'm trying to work around the house and everything that's involved with that. Was a big mistake. But anyway, I'm going to work on that a little bit more today. I bought a case of clear caulking. Lots of caulking to do. Lots of filling in gaps, cracks. And I'm going to try to make a couple of pipes today. So I hope everybody has a good Memorial Day weekend. It's almost over. Good work week. Talk to you boys and girls later. Also, one more quick thing I forgot to show you or tell you. I was going to when I showed you the inside of the building there, of course I was going to put insulation and then OSB board around the inside of the walls. And that was going to be complete, but obviously I can't do any of that until I get the leak fixed, stop the water. You don't want to mess with all that water, wet insulation, and OSB board inside. So that's where we stand. Stay tuned.